today we're talking all about notebooks and notepads, because notepads and notebooks come in handy for so many things. And so stay tuned to find out all about notebooks and notepads. Hey, it's Mary Lou and Lindsay back again. And today we're talking about one of my favorite things. We're talking about notebooks and notepads and how to make them using the Cricut, using other tools that we have that we think are great. And so we have actually several different notebooks to show you. And stay tuned until the end of the episode, because that's when I'm going to show you my favorite way to make a notebook that I've used over and over for years. And so we're going to start with the simplest first. And you may have already made these. So it's just a simple cover sheet out of some kind of pretty cardstock. We like to do two-sided. And basically you cut it the width of the paper that you want, double it over, and that's your notebook. So Lindsay's going to be making a couple of different ones. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a really good way to make these. So Lindsay's going to be making one here. It's basically pretty paper with cut paper inside that you line up at the top and staple. Now, most of your run-of-the-mill staplers that you see will not staple through this much paper. But this stapler, I've had it since I was a teacher. It will go through a whole bunch of papers. It's really hefty, and it has this long arm. So it's not that little short thing. You can put really long papers in here and create a large notebook. And so Lindsay is showing you one way to go ahead and staple this. Okay, so you can do as Lindsay is showing you and staple it from the inside, and then that just opens and you don't see a staple at all, or you staple the whole thing through on the outside. And that's how, and it turns out pretty. And then of course you want to decorate it. I've decorated this one with some washi tape. And so we have a collection of washi tape. So Lindsay's going to go ahead and decorate this. And the beauty of that is it covers up the back end of the staple, which can be sharp, and it covers up the front and just adds an extra decorative element. Now let me talk with you a little bit about using these in a school setting, whether it's public school, homeschool, whatever. These are small notebooks, so they're really perfect for one topic notebooks. They're small enough to go into a lap book as part of an entire unit. Let's say you have a student that really enjoys horses, and that little notebook could be just enough pages to do a simple report, fact-finding thing about horses. So I really like these because they're small. This one is, I don't know, 10 or 12 pages, and that's just right to just kind of pull together a quick, simple, non-fiction report. And so that's a great way to use those. So the beauty of stapling it on the inside and then folding this over is you don't have the staple showing on the front, but you will still have to go through with your washi tape and cover up that sharp staple on the back, and then you can use the washi tape just to decorate, which is also a really great idea. So I am going to link below, of course, this wonderful stapler, and everything we use today in the comments. We'll put a link so that you can find all of these tools and materials so that you can just use them in your craft room. So here is an example of our three notebooks. Very simplest, a pretty cover, a staple, a little washi tape. So that's notebook number one. Okay, we'll clear our space and then we'll go with notebook number 2.
In news today, in our little rural hamlet of Wisconsin, did you know that there's a giant wheel of cheese that is lost and stolen?
Okay, so our next notebook is going to be the basis of several different notebooks, but we're going to show you different ways to use this process. So the notebook we're doing now is actually a notepad, just like the kind you buy from the store where you can tear off a paper, and the others are held together with an adhesive. We are using bookbinding compound. This is also called neutral pH, PVA. This is the kind of adhesive that libraries use when they're repairing books. So Lindsay's going to be showing you how to start that. So you're going to make sure you hold those pages closed with a clip and with your fingers, and you are going to put that adhesive just right along the top, and you make sure it's clipped really well as you go from side to side. So you're going to do 3 applications of the adhesive, and that way that will hold all of those pages together into your notepad. So what we're also going to do, and you'll see Lindsay's using bulldog clips, they're called, and that's going to hold it while it dries. And you'll let it dry thoroughly before you put on the next coat. It takes maybe 10 minutes to dry between each application. So these really don't take very long. I've made hundreds of these at school, and the students make them too. One advantage of this type of a notebook is you can actually cut your paper in any shape you want, and as long as one side of it is flat, then you can create a notepad out of it. So you could make, we were talking about a student maybe that liked horses. You could make a notepad in the shape of a simple horse, or you can make your notepad and print a horse on there and then put all the papers together, and every page would have a horse. So it's just a really fun way to do a notepad, and easy to do at home. Okay, so the notepad that we're going to make with this, that Lindsay is doing, we're going to make a simple notepad that also includes a sticker. So the first thing we're going to do is go into Design Space, and I'm going to show you how to make a sticker very easily with your Cricut. Here we are in Cricut Design Space, and I do want to just show you some options that are already ready for you under projects. If you want to do notepads, there are some ideas right here. If you go into projects and notepad, and then you'll have these options of what to print. So for example, here's the Wander notepad. It will show you everything that you need, and then it'll show the different cuts and everything. I like to sometimes take out some of the little holes and things. So let me show you how you would do that really quickly. So I didn't want the double cover. You can keep the double cover, but I wanted to get rid of that, so I just highlight it and backspace it. I wanted to get rid of these holes. Come over to Contour, and then I can click on all the holes, and it gets rid of them over here. I can do the same thing on the notepad pages, and I can also customize these pages to have someone's name written across the bottom or something like that, and it just creates a super cute notebook. So I wanted to show you that you can go into their projects and just customize the way you would like it. Okay, but now I want to show you how to make a sticker. So I'm actually going to pull up a new canvas here. Okay, and I'm going to go into images, and it'll take me to the big image file, and I'm going to type in sticker first, and then I want a heart sticker because we're making this little book for Valentine's Day or for someone we love. So we'll see what it brings up in the realm of sticker. Now, if you bring up a sticker, you can absolutely first do a print, then cut. And so I want to do this one. I'm adding it to the canvas. Now, the way this sticker works is it will have you cut each different color from a different color of paper. I don't want that. I actually want it to print just like this. You see each separate cut over here on the right-hand side. Well, I don't want that, so I'm going to choose flatten. And then look, it changes it to a print, then cut. And so I'm going to size it here. So let's bring in the shape. And I know that the little notebook front that I want, I'm going to unlock it, is a 3.5 not 33.5, is a 3.5 by 5. And so see how it changes my shape. I'm going to make that white so that I can see my sticker really well. And then I can grab my sticker and pull it over here. Oh, let's go to arrange, send it to the front. So then we can bring it here and then we can resize it for the way we want it to go on our notebook. And this is on a little bit of a slant, so I might want to put it straight up. Let's see that. There, I guess that's closer. And if I want it to cover most of the front of the notebook, then I would make it big. I could make it a little smaller. So I'm just going to fiddle with that a little bit to get the size I want. I think I'd like it like that. I think that's going to look nice. Now I can get rid of this background. I can pull it off, get rid of this background because I don't need it to print a background. And then that is ready to print. So I'm going to go into Make It. And it'll show these guidelines here. Those black lines are what the Cricut machine is going to use to figure out how to cut out that shape when it's done. So I am going to send this to my printer, and I am actually going to load into my printer the sticker paper. Okay, and then I'm going to send it to print. Now that I've had it printed, I'm going to come into this screen where we have Browse All Materials because I am using a sticker paper. Here we go, printable sticker paper in white. So I'm going to select that, go to Done, and then it will tell us to go ahead and load in that copy that we've already printed, and then we can get it cut out. So that's how you use Design Space for making a sticker. Okay, so now that we have the stickers printed, and I actually did two because, in case one doesn't quite work out, we'll have another option. And it's always fun to have an extra one to use. Now, if I were going to do this again, I would actually fill up the paper with stickers because I can't send it through my printer again, except as a full sheet. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get these cut out. Okay, when you're making this kind of notepad that you're going to glue together with the bookbinding compound, you need to make sure you've got chipboard on the back of it. So that kind of holds it firm and steady. And you can buy chipboard, and I'll link that below. Or when the notepads run out, I just pull off any leftover adhesive and reuse the chipboard because it really does hold up really well. So what we're going to do with this one is create a nice little cover with a sticker on it. That's what we're going for. Okay, so our stickers are finished cutting. The Cricut has finished cutting the sticker. So let's see how that comes out. Oh, so easy, really great. And you'll notice these lines around here. Those are just for the Cricut as a reference so it knows where to cut. And so those actually came out really well. And you'll see we're just going to be able to to peel off that sticker and put it right on the front of our notebook. And remember, in Cricut Design Space, you have access to thousands of images. So you could get the image of the horse and turn it into a sticker. Or if you have a child particularly interested in sewing, all kinds of sewing images. So you can personalize these notepads for anything that your child might need. So we're going to use this, and we're going to lay our notepad right in there and get, so we have a nice even middle. There we go. And then we can kind of push that down along that top and create, and you can kind of follow those to create a fold that's the exact same width as your notebook. So when it's, once you've kind of pushed it down so that you can see where the folds go, then I like to take the notebook out and then just create. And I'm always lining it up here, and I create the one fold so it's really well pushed down, and then I go to the second one, line up my edges, and do that again. Then when you slip in your notebook, you'll see that it fits right in there, and it's nice and tidy at the top. Okay, so let's take that sticker off that we just made with our Cricut, and we can just stick that right. You have a better view, so you stick it on, so it's, and you can put it straight, you can put it to the side, any way you want, and you're just going to create just a lovely little notebook like that. Now, look how cute that turns out, and just so easy. And these are things the kids can make. You show them how to use the Design Maker, and they could make stickers all day of everything that they are interested in, and then it becomes their cool sticker collection. And you notice how big these stickers are. I mean, these aren't tiny. These are nice big stickers, but you can do practically any size. So that's really nice. And I want you to notice what a great thing that would be. Oh, what a great, oh, I forgot to talk about that part. You're actually going to put glue on the back of this, and you're going to glue that right into your cover so that it'll hold. There you go, like that. So we'll have Lindsay doing that. And I just wanted you to notice this paper we were using that would be really great for Valentine's Day. You can make these in a holiday theme. And you know, stickers, I mean, notepads are something that basically everyone uses. So you could create different Christmas gifts around this, birthday presents, so that each person, you might have the cook in the family have a special notebook for menus. They're just, the ideas are endless, different ways that you can use these little sticker books that are just so handy and easy to make. There we go. Now it's done. All right, the sticker paper we used was the Avery. It's called the Sticker Project paper, and it just works so beautifully. This particular pack comes with, I think, 15 white sheets, and it goes through a printer really easily. Sometimes cardstock, some printers don't handle cardstock well, but this goes through just any printer really, really easily. So we'll link that below. Okay, so let's talk about some other ways to use this method of making a notepad. The next notepad we want to show you is one where you can, do a character type of thing, but this one is held closed with a magnet. And so these are really fun to make. It just holds right in there, but then this folds over and closes up and keeps your notebook either secret, if it includes a Christmas list, or kind of keeps it from getting all banged up, okay? And so we're going to show you how to make that one. And I do like this one that is, we've done Minnie Mouse, and you know that anything with a character on it, particularly Disney, is going to cost a lot more than just a plain old notebook. Yet you can get some pretty papers and go ahead and create your own, and then have these fun little character themed notebooks. So the first thing we're going to do one that matches that one. But here's another idea. This is sticky notes. And so we're going to, you could use that, or of course the notepads that you have made. And then what you're going to do is just lay that in there. And we're just going to do a rough fold, nothing too, just to make sure that goes around it well. And then we'll come back in and do our more permanent folds. So we're going to do that around it and then go back through and do our actual folds, remembering to line up the sides of your paper so that your fold is nice and straight. And we'll get that fold in there. These are so fun, so cute. And then we'll go ahead and put this back in, make sure, and you notice I cut this so that it lines up perfectly with the side of the notepad. And then this one is going to fold over, and we're going to do those same types of folds so that it's very secure. While Lindsay's doing that, I'm going to be getting our magnetic tape ready. Now, I love magnetic tape. I use it so much. And so it's just a good thing to have on hand. And so you'll see one side has the magnet that's clear. The other side has tape on it, so it has an adhesive. So I am going to measure the tape, and I'm going to cut it just slightly smaller than the notepad. And I'm going to need 2 pieces of this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut one and then stack them and cut the second one. Okay. So then I've got my notebook ready and my tape. Now when I look at that, I think, okay, so we're going to do it this way where, yeah, I think we'll do it a little bit like a matchbox. So this would be a matchbox little thing. So the first thing we're going to do, of course, is secure the pad to the paper. So we're going to get that in there, get it in the right position, and then go ahead and we can use whatever glue we want, but that PVA glue is perfect. So let's put the PVA glue on the back of that. So just cover that really well. So you're going to just slide that in there and then close the paper around it to make sure it's perfectly positioned in there. There we go. There, that looks great. Okay, now we're going to do the fun part. So what we'll do is open up this flap, and our first bit of magnetic tape, we're just going to take the tape off of that, just like that, and then you'll see that it's actually very sticky. We're going to put that piece of magnetic tape right on the very end of that flap, right there, so that when it folds up, it's going to catch up right there. Now we want to make sure that the tape that goes on top gets in absolutely the right place. So we're going to take the paper off of it, and then we're going to not touch the sticky part, but we're going to go ahead and put it right on top of that other magnetic piece of tape. And see how it just holds there? And then we're going to make sure everything is secure. We're going to fold this over so it's nice and tight, and then that will show us exactly where that other piece of tape needs to go. So then when we open it up, there we go, and then we can close it up, and that tape just lines up right there. And I have tried it where I put washi tape on this just to make it look pretty, and some magnetic tape will continue to work. Some, this is a pretty weak magnet, and the washi tape blocks the magnet too much, but it's just really cute like that. What a fun thing for a stocking stuffer in a sock of someone who loves Disney or any other theme that you come up with. So that's our next notebook. It's basically the notepad that you've made, plus you're making a really fun little magnetic cover to go over it. Okay, so let me just show you a couple of other ways that we have used that simple notepad. So in our last video, we showed you a game called 5-Minute Gridlock. And part of that game was a notepad with the papers that you need to play the game. And I really like that because we can just slip that right in the bag with the game. We don't have a lot of loose papers around, flying around. It's just really neat and tidy right there in the game. So that notepad, very easy to use. Any pre-printed paper that you need a lot of copies of, perfect to make into a notepad. This is one that we use. This is my daughter. We have a list called a Chimp's List. It's basically all of the things that she needs to do each day in order to earn screen time. And so this is good for what your school day is, anything chores that need to be done around the house. And because she has a little bit of a visual impairment, we're able to make it as big as it needs to be so that she can see it. And so she can read it, she puts in the date, and then when she checks off all of those things, she's done for the day. She can just actually tear that page out and bring it to me so that she's showing me that she's done, and then she goes on to the next day with her new list. So that's actually a nice way to use these little notepads as well. Okay, so it's time to go on to our next notepad. Okay, I'm really excited to show you this last way to make a notebook, and we actually have so many examples because I've made so many notebooks this way, and I really love it. So it is a spiral bound notebook, and you can make these so easily at home. I bought this coil binder years and years and years ago and have used it, and it's still running great. It's not electric, but it's still working really well. So you can buy the binder, I'll link it below, and you can buy these coils in so many different colors and sizes. And mine came with this special tool that you use once you've got the coil in there, so that you can clip the coils off. So this is a great way to bind things. So the first thing I want to show you with this type of notebook is that you can actually create your own patterned paper. So I actually went into Google Images and I found a print that I really liked. So this is just a pink with a white polka dot, so cute. And so I just made several pages of this, and then I'm cut them all to the same size, and I'm putting them together as a spiral bound notebook. So the back of this also requires some chipboard. But so what we're going to do is, while we're going to be doing a couple of different things. So the way you do this is you'll keep your pile together, and then you take a few of the pages, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 of the pages, and you'll get used to how thick it should be. And I want my binding at the top. You can put it on the side, you can put it wherever you want. And then you actually just slide it in and make sure it's all the way into the binder. And then you're holding it carefully, and you can decide your margin here, and you can use this, a little gauge on the other side, to decide how deep you want those holes punched into your notebook. And so I'm going to hold it. Lindsay's going to just pull the handle down, and there you go. And then you've got beautiful holes. Can we see that? In that paper. And then what I do is I just stack them this way, and then I grab my next set, and I make sure that I am doing it in the same direction, holding it in firmly, and then pull down the handle, and you just keep going through. Now, I have used, and I'm going to show you some things while Lindsay continues with that. I have used this for so many things. I've also had times when I had a paper covered book, like a soft cover book, and I was using it so much, and especially with a piano book. So you know how a soft cover book, it doesn't stay open. So especially it's a problem with a piano book because you've got it propped up there on the piano and it keeps flipping closed, and you can use clips and other things. So what I did is I used my paper cutter. I basically tore the book apart and cut off the back, the spine of it all, so that it was completely lined up. And then I just used this machine and got a coil the size of the book. And now those piano books, they just stay open on the piano. So it's so handy, so easy to use. A favorite magazine, say a magazine that has tons of recipes that you like to use. Take out those recipes and then bind your own book of recipes. So it's a really just so useful, so easy to use. I like this better than a comb binder. I think it opens better and it actually holds up much better than a comb binder. So we're looking at a coil binder. So let me just show you some of the things we have used this for. This actually is a little notebook with photographs and a little commentary that I sent to my daughter, who was away from home when we adopted our children from Africa. And so it was my chance to give her a little commentary about what was going on, and just created this wonderful keepsake book. Before we went to Disney one year, oh look, here's Aladdin. We made our own Disney autograph books, and this one's pretty beat up. So you can see that coil binding, it lasts and lasts. The book's going to wear out before the binding does. So we have all of our fun little autographs from the book, from Disney in there. We've used it for, in school, my daughter had to do a project where she had to do a whole series of information about her family. And so she laminated her covers, created that same spiral bound book. And then we also had an event where my daughter actually had the opportunity to be an honorary sheriff with our sheriff's department when we lived in Washington. And so we collected all of those pictures, the wonderful opportunities that she had, and the big celebration. And I made 2 of these exactly the same. One of them is even today sitting in the sheriff's department in Chelan County. And so just so many great ways to use a spiral binder. It goes on and on. And so one last one. Oh, so here we go. See how everything's punched? And then what you do, so you just start turning that coil, and you keep turning until it goes through all the holes. And you just hold your paper. If you put it at a little bit of an angle, sometimes that helps. But you just keep turning that coil until it's all the way through. It's actually pretty fun. Now, once you get to the end, I have this little tool, and these are kind of sharp ends because they're pointed so that you can wind them in pretty quickly. So what you do is you just use that tool. Oh, I did it the wrong way. And let me turn it this way. So you're going to use your tool, and you clip it in, and then see how it makes a little bend right there. So it makes it so it's not too pokey and doesn't hurt, but on the other hand, it also kind of closes up that coil so it doesn't come undone. So look how handy and how easy and how cute. And we didn't even put a cover on that one. So it's just so great, and so perfect for shopping lists, recipes, all kinds of things. All right, so the last thing I want to show you, and something for you to consider, is to use unusual materials. So we were actually at the home store, Lowe's, and we saw these samples, and so we picked up a couple of them. We asked the guy, he said it was okay. And so this binder will even punch through that. So you do that. Look how nice those holes come out. And then you just cut your papers to that size, and you do your coil through there, and then you have just a really nice notebook made of unusual materials. And so one of the things that we wanted to show you for an idea is we did my name in this pretty, this pretty kind of metallic. So I'll just go ahead and take off. And my name has a capital letter in the middle, so it makes it a little odd. And I keep a bowl right always by on my table, where I can put all these little bits and papers and things. I think that's good to have. I'm actually going to take that off. And okay, so then I'm going to just put that nice and solidly on there. And then I just want this to be on the front of my notebook. Oops. It's actually pretty fun. Okay, so now I'm going to pull that up. And someone that I saw on YouTube says if you pull this at an angle, oh, yeah, I think she's right that an angle helps. And I just like having my little weeding tool there to help. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to just put that, and I just love this copper metallic, there. And I just want it on a sideways little slant there. And I'm gonna push that down. There. Okay, let's see how it is. How my notebook is going to look with this cool, what is it, vinyl flooring cover. I love it.
That's really cool.
I love how that turned out. That looks really nice. I think that's really fun. And so you can personalize, you can just do so many things. And so think about notepads, notebooks for school subjects, for home use, for gifts. There's just so much that you can do. And so we'll link everything below. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.